So we are going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Aloni. I'm with Schneps Media, the parent company of New York Family. Schneps Media is the largest media company in the New York metro area, publishing over 80 newspapers, magazines, websites, webinars, podcasts, and events throughout Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Long Island, the East End, Westchester, Philadelphia, and now even Palm Beach, Florida. So we are thrilled today to be able to bring to you experts in camps. You know, finding the right camp for your child this summer can be a daunting task, and New York Family is thrilled to be able to help introduce you to 5 great day camps. Our panel of camp directors will introduce their camps and tell you about the fun options in store for your child this summer. So I just wanted to start off with welcoming our panelists. First, I'd like to welcome Jason Turnier from Camps Are Us. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's great to be here. We really appreciate having the opportunity to talk to so many families today. Hello, everyone. My name is Jason Turnier. I am the managing director at Camps Are Us. We are a multi-site day camp here on Long Island with 11 locations, stretching as far west as Valley Stream and as far east as St. James and a bunch more in between. This will be our 30th summer coming up, and we are a family business. Our founders are my parents, who are still our co-executive directors. So we now have 3 generations of our family either helping to run or work or attend. My girls go to camp too, so I can answer questions as a parent as well. And I still have nerves, even though I'm a camp professional now for going on 15 or 16 years when I decided to make this my full-time job. And I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Bob Buddha, with Park Shore Day Camp. Welcome, Bob.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. And Elizabeth, thanks for having us, giving us this opportunity. It gives me great pleasure to let you know that Park Shore has been around 64 years, run by my family, and we've been the founder of many new things in the camp movement. I am very instrumental in what happens at Park Shore. Actually, one of the first camp directors to train at Disney and bring Disney dynamics to camping. As you can see in the background, we have a lot of toys to keep current. We have a great staff. We have 15 acres. And we travel out east as far as Farmingville, and we go into Nassau as far as Jericho, Hempstead. We do transport. We have 3 pools and many exciting things for the children to participate in. Our main goal is to make sure the children are safe, have fun, and develop skills with memories for a lifetime.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Next, I'd like to introduce Terry Ryan from Hofstra. Hi, Terry.
Hey, everyone. How are you? Thanks for having us aboard. Obviously, our camp takes place on our campus here at Hofstra University. I'm the camp director. I've been here for over 20 years. It was started by a gentleman, Cy Levinger, many, many years ago. I think the benefit of what we have here is we just have a pretty centralized camp area. We have all the benefits of a university, including the Division I athletic facilities, right down to science labs, computer labs. So we do transport. We have buses that run all the way from the city to out east. And it's a day camp, and we offer many different things, including our specialty camp where children get to spend half the day in their chosen, we call like a major, kind of like college specialty. And the other half is recreation and swim. We have an indoor pool, so it never rains indoors. So we always have swimming. We have a learning institute, which we work a lot with the education department here, and a lot of the professors come on board with us to help teach. And we have our sports academy, which is all of our Division I coaches run a camp here with us through our department with the coaches and the players. So it's a neat way for kids to get to see what the college scene is like and go from there. We're lucky that we have all the benefits of the campus, including medical and public safety and all the other things. So Elizabeth, we appreciate you having us come aboard. It's a great opportunity to meet people, and we hope everyone can gain something, for their own personal self from it. Thanks again.
Absolutely. We're thrilled to have you. And last but not least, Nina from Destination Science. Welcome. Oh, you're just muted. You just have to take yourself off mute.
been focusing on in person. Okay, so my name is Nina. I work for Destination Science, and we're in 4 different states. On Long Island, we're in Nassau and Suffolk County. We're in 8 different locations. Our locations range all the way from Garden City all the way to Setauket. We're in Manhasset, Plainview, Wantagh, Comac, Babylon, a lot of great cities on Long Island. Our focus is to get kids excited about science at a really young age. So we love curious kids who want to do things that are hands-on, build projects. We do robots and rockets and rovers with kids, and we just really love to see kids enjoying science and figuring out how things work. We are ran by a group of women, and we've been doing this for many, many years. We love kids, we love science, and we put it all together in our summer camp program.
Fantastic, fantastic. So let's get started with this. Maybe you could share again. I think you all shared a little bit where you're located, but tell us, what should parents focus on when looking for a day camp? And I'm going to start with you, Nina. If you could share with us, what you think parents should be focusing on.
I'm a parent myself. My kids went through camps. And so I would say the number one thing is to focus on your own child. What are their interests? What do they like? Do they like to build? Do they like to take things apart, put things back together, and start there? And then, of course, as a parent, you always want to put your twist on it, like what's important to me as a parent. And for me, it's also the education and the learning and the socialization in the summertime. And with our camp, it's a non-competitive environment, which means that every child will have a robot that works by the end of the week. Every child will have a roller coaster that rolls. Every child will have a rover that will move back and forth and learn the science behind it. So we really believe in our program and think it's a great place for kids to socialize, work together, and problem solve, and just have fun.
Terrific, great advice. Terry, I'm going to jump over to you. Can you share with us about what you think parents should focus on for a day camp?
Yeah, I agree with Nina on a lot of it. I think the biggest piece is you have to know your child, right? Know what their interests are. And I think the best thing to do, and I've always done, again, I'm the father of 4, and my kids have been to, not just my camp, but other things I could, have to do with children. I think the biggest thing is just make a list of what exactly you're looking for. Is it something academic? Is it something to do with sports? Is it something that you're not an outdoor kid, you want to stay inside? Is it something that you want to do science, or you want to do computers? I think it's just to know your child. And I think the other word is to make progress. I think through the summer, I think it's great to make progress, not just academically, but socially, right? And I think it's important that can they make friends, they meet a new group of people, because I think you're locked in, especially now with the whole COVID, you're locked in with the same group of kids all day long, right, in the same area. I think if you come from different areas and you travel to camp, you get to meet people, meet friends. I know one of the things we're big on here is our camp family, and our counselors come back, and a lot of the campers come back, and I think that's important, that you build some kind of relationship in the summer, a little bit different than what you have during the school year, so you can just grow as a person and a child.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Now I'm going to head over to Bob. What do you think parents should think about when they're looking at?
Well, I agree with everything that was just said, but I think something that's critical and very important is that when you're looking for a camp, you should make sure that they have a license and are inspected by their local health department. That'll guarantee you that the facility is following all the standards set by the New York State Department of Health. Namely, are the pools regulated? Do they have the right lifeguards? What about the ratio of counselors to staff, to children? Do they have health facilities? There is a litany of things that a registered, licensed, permitted camp must have in order to function. Now, there are a lot of facilities on Long Island that call themselves a camp, because that's a classy name, but they probably are not inspected. So the number one thing you should do, is this a reputable facility inspected by the health department? Next, are they a member of the ACA, American Camp Association? The American Camp Association has a long list. It's a full day and booklets of standards that reputable camps that are standardized and inspected must follow. That will ensure you as a parent that when you step on the facility, they have been looked at and scrutinized. Next, it's critical that you inspect the facility, actually go to the facility, take a tour, meet the person who's running the facility, check out the facility and see if it meets the needs as to what was just mentioned before. And when you leave and ask all your questions, you must ask yourself, what is your gut feeling? You're the parent, you know your child. So when you leave, is this a comfortable feeling? Can I trust these people with my most valuable possession? After 64 years of doing this in my family, these are the things that I have found to be most important and pass this along to parents. And then again, does it meet all the criteria for what you're looking for? And there are many different facilities on Long Island to meet all the needs that parents have. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Bob. What about you, Jason? What can you share about what parents should look for in a day camp?
Well, I think building on what everyone has said so far, I think it kind of boils down to parents having peace of mind. And that kind of encapsulates everything that was said, making the right choice for your child's interests and what they're looking to do in the summer. It has to do with creating a family environment that you feel comfortable in. We're making sure that parents feel like their child is safe and that we're acting in their place when the kids are at camp. And so you want to be able to go about your day and you want to be able to go about your schedule as a parent and know that your children are well cared for and that you don't have to worry while they're at camp. And I think, to build upon what everyone said so far, all of the things that have been mentioned, finding out what activities they love so they're engaged and that they are being facilitated properly. As Bob just said, the safety and security of camp and the regulatory side of camp that we all get involved with and making sure that's all up to code and up to a standard that you're willing to accept. And, I know here in the Long Island camp community, just about every major camp on the island is following what Bob was mentioning just now with Department of Health and American Camp Association. And you have a lot of choices. So it's great to do your homework. It's great to be on webinars like this and learn from camp experts. It's also great to meet with the staff and tour facilities and go to open houses. Even just make a phone call to the office to talk to someone and ask them your specific questions too.
Fantastic. So I think you all brought forth the importance of knowing your child and also securing your child's safety and knowing that you're at a camp that you can trust and feel comfortable with. So thank you for that very much. What I wanted to ask next was, what does camp benefit children? I mean, obviously it's fun, but what benefits can you share with us that camps can offer? Do you want to get us started on that, Terry?
Sure. I think that's a great question, by the way. I think you want to grow as a person, right? I think as a parent, and we seem to be parents on the panel here, you want to grow as a person and hope that from the first day your child starts to camp to the last day they go to camp, no matter how long that is, that they develop, whether it's a skill. You might have a child that just needs to be social and meet other people. You might have a child that excels in one thing and wants to take it to the next level. But I think the biggest thing is you just want to accomplish whatever your intended goals are as a family and sit down together and figure out where you want to go with it and what the next step is. And I think the biggest thing is, like I said, you create friends for life, and you play, you grow, and you educate yourself on just becoming a better person and a better form of yourself. And I think that's important. And one of the things that we have is we have a very big support staff here with social workers and behavior analysts and stuff. So if children need a little help in that area, we can help you just, again, grow as a child. And I think the interaction between the camp and the parents is very important. So if there's an issue or a problem or something needs to be addressed, as a unit, we can get on that and move ahead.
Fantastic. Thank you. Jason, the same question for you. What's the benefit of camp?
So there are so many. I don't think we have enough time on this webinar, but to kind of boil it down, I think it's all about developing the whole child. And I think, a camp experience starts with relationships with other campers, with our staff, and meaningful relationships. These are impactful relationships, other adults and other kids who you normally don't interact with during the school year. Developing the physical, the intellectual, the emotional, the social side of what it is to grow up. And and having the opportunity to try new things and, without the fear of failure, without that risk that's normally associated with trying new things, because you're in a community, you are being insulated from those things on the outside. And camp is so special because you get the opportunity to try things you would have never had the opportunity to try in any other setting. And it doesn't matter what camp you go to, every one of the camps that you might be considering will have something unique and interesting to try. But I think it's really looking at those milestones that your children are going to meet during the summer and offering that whole education, taking it outside of the classroom, but really talking about the wonderful opportunities to develop and to grow is really where the benefits lie for us.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nina?
My colleagues did a great job answering that. The one thing I would add would be when we train our teachers, we ask them to think back to their camp experience, what they did when they were kids, and what do they remember about it. And across the board every year, it's the connection that they make with other campers and the connections that they make with their camp directors. And it's a general feeling of happiness and fun and the different unique things that you got to try that you wouldn't have tried at home, and having the other campers around you encouraging you and helping you to be braver. And it's just, camp has that wonderful warm feeling to it, and that's what we try to impart at Destination Science, is that warmth and comfort and fun and silliness when kids come to our camp.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Bob?
So children are pigeonholed for most of the year in school, and then they go home. So imagine in the summer, they're able to frolic around and be a kid. That's important. Just be a kid and run and have fun. But at the same time, they're able to experience many things, as Jason said, that they never would have had before. For example, in the background, you see Sky Trail. I remember a 4-year-old being afraid to climb up 15 feet in the air. But in these camps, whether it's science, whether it's athletics, they try something new and then they do it. Could you imagine what that does for their whole psyche? So the real issue here is their self-esteem and confidence level, along with those counselors supporting them and rooting them on, is what really makes the difference in the summer program. They're able to move to different activities. They're able to develop their 21st century skills of independence, solving problems, being creative and adaptive in these facilities called camp. So I would say it's a marvelous opportunity. And in all the years that my family have been doing this, thousands of children have returned and they've been accomplished. Matter of fact, I have some doctors who, dermatologist and orthopedic, comes back to me and says, I remember those days when I was a camper. I work with a neuroscientist and now her kids are going, but she said, oh my God, I remember those days that really helped me. So ladies and gentlemen, the camp experience is a wonderful place for your children in the summer to learn and grow and be a kid.
I love that. I love it. I have children too that went to day camps for many years. And I could say, one thing also is getting them off the electronics and experiencing things outside of that. So everything that you said rings so true and is so exciting. As you're talking about it, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. So I want to hear more from each of you about what makes your camp unique, because each of you represent a camp that is unique and wonderful for the children that are there. So I'm going to ask Jason to kick this off with sharing with me about what makes Camps Are Us unique.
Sure. Thank you. So Camps Are Us, we're unique in a couple of ways. We are a multi-site day camp. So we have 11 locations. And the reason for that is because we can run the same type of program in various spots throughout Long Island. We actually run our camps out of private schools. So we take over those facilities for the summer. And being everyone's neighborhood camp, it makes it really convenient for families to find something close to home. They don't have to rely on transportation. Our kids are dropped off and picked up every day. And we also offer a full day with extended hours. We're really geared for families where parents are working and need that extra time. So it kind of bridges the gap between a daycare situation and summer camp, where you can get the benefits of camp at the hours of a daycare. And our the other big part of our mission is to keep camp affordable, and that's been something we focused on for a long time for families, who can't afford some camps that are priced a little bit higher because of all the wonderful amenities and all the great programs they have. We simplify things and scale things back a little bit to afford that family a little bit more access to a camp experience that otherwise wouldn't be there for them. So we do that with discounts and payment plans and things like that. And it's really something that's helped a lot of families who didn't have other options in the past. We're not quite, comparing us to Hofstra's facilities and Park Shore's facilities. I mean, these are amazing programs with such dynamic activities and such wonderful facilities. We're really coming at it from our relationships between campers and staff and focusing on utilizing the space that we have efficiently. And we also take a lot of trips off campus too and utilize the wonderful venues and amenities that Long Island has to offer as well. So we create a lot of experiences that way too.
That's wonderful. Now, your camp, from a timing perspective, how long did children typically go? Is it a weekly commitment? Do they go for the whole summer? What does that usually look like at your camp?
So we actually offer a lot of options in that regard. We run an 8-week summer. That's pretty standard here on the island. So we go from the last Monday in June to the third Friday in August. That's pretty much every summer. But parents for us can choose any number of weeks within that 8-week gap. So you can choose 1 through 8 weeks in any combination. We also offer anywhere between 2 and 5 days a week, and you can kind of mix and match your days if your schedule allows for that, or if you work in a setting that has kind of a flexi schedule that moves on you a little bit. Our full day is 9 to 5. For our youngest campers, we also offer a mini day, 9 to 2, and a half day, 9 to 12. And we also have extended hours, early drop off as early as 7:30. And late pickup as late as 6 p.m. And we offer those services on demand. So whether you're planning to do it in advance, or if you just have a sudden interruption in your schedule or something comes up, we're there for you.
Terrific. And what is the age range of your campers?
So we start at 3 years old and we go up from there. You can't age out at Camps for Us. Once you get old enough, you can work for us too. So we like to keep it in the family and kind of progress our staff up through their teen years into their staff and career. But our youngest are 3 as of the first day of camp. And then each age group is assigned and programmed specifically. So we have our early childhood programs. We go into grade-based programming, specific teen programming for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. We also have a sports track, which is relatively new, 3rd to 8th graders who are looking for more of an athletic focus in their summer.
Great. So parents can reach out to you and discuss, what their child's interests are and be able to pick that track.
Yeah, of course. So you choose your division based on your grade, and then we can also specialize into sports track if you like. You can do it over the phone with us or right through our website.
Terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now I want to turn to Terry. Terry, can you share with us the uniqueness of the Hofstra camp experience?
Sure. One of the things I think that's great about this panel is you did a great job of getting people from really different areas that are unique. And I think that's one of the cool things we have here. One of the biggest things we have at our facility is that we have different choices. And we kind of pride ourselves in that if a family wants to come, they have children of different interests. One children might have an interest in science. The next one might have an interest in field hockey. Someone else might have an interest in another academic or the arts. We use the theaters on campus. So I think choices is a big thing because you can choose. We run 7 weeks. You can go from 1 week to 2 weeks and mix and match whoever you like. But it's kind of unique in that you can choose whatever you want. You might want to be on the theater stage, for the first session, and the second session go play soccer, and the third session work with Frankie Catalanato, our baseball coach, and baseball after that. So I think the uniqueness is choices. And the other thing that's a little bit unique is that we're a college, we're a university, and we're in business 365 days a year, and we have children, thousands of people that come in and out of here all day long. And in the summer, we're kind of protected in that we take over the campus, and that's kind of a unique thing that the kids get to see what it's like to be a college student and do a dissection in the science lab or play in the same arena that Speedy Claxton played in, and go on to the baseball field. And like I said, work with Frankie, our baseball coach who played 13 years of Major League Baseball. So I think we offer something like that. The other thing is just the whole reputation of the university. We have to uphold the reputation of the university, and we're very lucky that they're behind us, and everything from, we use the university human resources and the medical staff and the public safety and sports facilities and the plant department, whether it's an electrician, a plumber, whatever we need. We have, access, and our staff that we have for camp is a full year staff. This isn't a part-time job. The university takes this serious as a summer program that can lead hopefully one day to the children that come to camp in the summer, enjoy it and stay on and either work here or after that come to college. And that's kind of a neat thing. We'll have a lot of the students that come to camp and then later on they'll stop in as college students and say hello. And it's kind of a cool thing for us to see how the kids grow from a young kid to an adult that now lives in a dorm, across from where our building is.
Very sweet, very sweet. And what are the hours of the camp?
It's 9 to 4. Obviously, we have transportation time, but we work with We Transport Transportation Company. We have 2 dispatchers on campus that'll let you know in advance what your buses. They come to your house, put it in your mailbox that the Aloni family picked up at 8 o'clock, and this is your bus drive. This is the bus route, and go from there. So it's and then we have the same thing as Jason mentioned. We have an extended camp till 6 o'clock. They want to stay. There's activities, and we're lucky. We have 3 huge gyms and theaters and stuff. So in the rain or whatever, we have alternate facilities and things we could do with the kids right until 6 o'clock.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Sounds great. Thank you. Nina, I'm going to turn to you. Tell us about what makes Destination Science unique.
I think we're really unique. We are a full day camp, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for kids ages 5 to 11 doing science all day. So what that means is that we have 3 science stations a day. We have 3 topics that kids can choose from. So we focus on engineering, space, and robotics. And when kids pick one of those camp topics, they can come to 1 week or they can come to all 3. When they pick a camp topic, they come, and we have the unique science stations all day, but we also have the traditional camp format where we do songs and games and rallies and spirit days, dress up days, water play. So our science stations are really focused on the different building projects. So kids can start their robot on Monday. They learn the science behind the robot each day. So they could be learning about simple machines, technology, motorized, the motor, the battery. And then on Friday, they get to decorate the robot, they get to name it, they get to take it home. So everything is make and take. So they get to do science, 3 science stations a day, plus all the fun of the regular camp with games and songs.
Nice. And can people choose how long their children, I don't mean the day, but I mean in terms of how many weeks? Is it a weekly camp? Is it a commitment for 4 weeks? How does that work?
Yes, Destination Science is a day camp. And so you can choose 1, 2, or 3 weeks of camp. We have 3 different topics.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, a child who's interested in science will be completely immersed in that for sure.
Right.
So
oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody just popped a question about under 5. It is ages 5 to 11. And we do have an LIT program, Leaders in Training, for a lot of our campers want to keep going on with us. And so we have a program and a training where they can come and be helpers out at camp too for kids who age out of the program. And we have our LIT program is actually really popular on Long Island too.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Bob, I know that you want to share next about Park Shore Day Camp.
Nah, I don't really want to say much. My problem is I say too much. We accommodate children toddler age 2 to 15. So we have a regular day camp on 15 acres. Children are put into groups based on grades, gender. And I am the owner with my brother, but we couldn't do it alone. So we have a professional staff of directors who take care of many different divisions, and they're the front runners who work with the program, the children, and all the parent concerns. We have a regular camp, a recreational program where children go 9 periods a day, swim instruction in the morning, free swim in the afternoon, athletics. We have a strong cultural arts program, and we also have a very, very engaging, intense science program, which I started 14 years ago, called Extreme STEAM Science Kids. I'm actually the business director of a new robotics program, which both of you should contact me on, but that's another bet. The children come to camp, they're transported. We have extended hours, 8 to 5. We're very flexible because parent schedules these days are all over the place. So I think I have about 37 different tuitions to accommodate all the different needs of the parents that come to us. We do have payment plans. We make it easy to make the payments. We're very amenable to all parents' concerns. One of the strong points is our service protocol. As a Disney graduate, I've learned that and have built that into our program. I know all the facilities that are on this webinar service all their customers as well, but we pride ourselves on that very strongly. It's an 8-week summer right after school. We're off of July 4th and we work 39 days. We have a hot lunch program, we transport, and our science program is quite unique in that it's a 3-hour program in the morning, robotics, engineering, life, physical, earth science, coding, and art. We have a very, very exciting hydroponics lab where children learn how to grow out of soil and in a controlled environment. And after their science program, they either go home if that's what they desire, or they can continue in the afternoon in their traditional day camp program. Campers can go any kind of weeks they would like to go, 2, 3, 4, or 5 days. That makes it very flexible. We do have a before and after camp program, as I said before, for those parents who work. And that's about all we have. It's a very exciting summer.
Terrific, terrific. Sounds great. Thank you. You know, something just popped up in the chat. Terry, if you can just share with us the age that children must be to start camp at Hofstra.
Sure. We have a Cub Camp program for children that are entering kindergarten, and we go through 18 years of age in many of the programs. So as long as they're going into kindergarten, we have a Cub Camp, which kind of is kind of like an all-inclusive. They travel around together and kind of get to experience all the different pieces of camp. So when they get a little older, they'll have it figured out what their interest and, you know, what they'll be more likely to be involved in.
Terrific. I can't help it, but whenever you talk about, all of you talk about your tiniest campers, I just think, oh, the cute littles going around camp. But it's a great experience for everyone, but it is cute. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Elizabeth, I failed to mention one thing. We're ages 2 to 15. We also have 3 unique travel programs for grades, finishing 5th, finishing 6th, all the way up to finishing 8th and 9th. We travel all around Long Island, and then we do have programs where we have overnights off Long Island for the older campers. Thank you.
Okay, terrific. Thank you for sharing that with us. So one thing, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I do want to mention COVID and how you're mitigating the risks. I think while we've been on this call, the governor just said that they're removing the mask mandate for indoors. So it looks like that is exciting, and we're certainly moving in the right direction. But of course, parents are concerned and want to know, moving forward, as best as you can predict, because of course things change, what your camp policy is. So Nina, do you want to get us started on that?
Sure. We're of course keeping our fingers crossed for summer. We are following pretty much what we did last year with the COVID safety plan. We gave all of our teachers cleaning kits, extra cleaning products so they can wipe everything down. In the classrooms, we have posters by the door asking parents to make sure that their kids are healthy and ready to come to camp, checking all the symptoms. We have a staggered start time so that, there's going to be a little bit of distancing with kids checking in. And generally just, being aware, just making sure that our staff are healthy, the kids are healthy, and following the county safety protocols.
Terrific. Thank you so much. Jason, do you want to share with us Camps R Us's COVID plan?
Yeah, sure thing. So honestly, we are still awaiting guidance, right, from the Department of Health. As Bob mentioned earlier in our session, we are licensed we're both in Nassau and Suffolk, so Nassau County and Suffolk County Department of Health, and they get their guidance from the state. It often doesn't come this early in the year. It usually takes a little while for them to get out their guidance for the year. So we have our plan from last summer and the summer before in 2020. that works and that has been proven. And most camps on the island have really followed similar plans. It's really based on best practices from CDC, from the Department of Health, from the American Camp Association and their field guide, and a bunch of professionals they brought in to help us to manage this pandemic. And I think for now, we're going to kind of hold off on designating any new policy. I think it's great that the pandemic is evolving to a point where we can feel more comfortable removing masks, but we have to really evaluate what's best for our campers and our staff. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to follow what the best practices are and what they're determined to be based on all these agencies that have a lot more experience in public health, so that we can, on a smaller scale, integrate those things into our camp communities.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Terry?
Yeah, listen, to be honest with you, we have Northwell Health right on our campus. They have the medical school and we follow them. So of course, like Bob had said earlier, we're registered by the ACA and the Board of Health, which follows the guidelines. But we're also, like I said, we've been open the whole time. We haven't missed a beat. We have a couple thousand, students living on campus now. So we have our plant department comes and sanitizes continually like they have been all year, not just the pool area, the changing area, the classrooms, whatever. There's signage up. And in the summer, we have usually anywhere from 4 to 5 RNs on duty at a time, EMTs out in the field, and our public safety officers, which, take care of campus, are also trained in anything in those areas. But for the most part, we go through what our Northwell partners here on campus tell us. And last year, we probably had our most successful camp and as far as enrollment and using the COVID policy. So obviously, like they said, as things change, we meet once a week about just COVID policies and where we go. So, we're, like I said, under the same guidance. And then also, obviously, Northwell and the President University, set pretty high standards. All of our employees have to be boosted to even be able to renew or be a new hire. So we're lucky that our Human Resources Department handles that through Northwell also.
Terrific. Thank you so much. And Bob, would you like to add about your COVID policy?
I could say ditto to everything. We were open in 20 when it all started, and we were very successful. 21, we worked with the ACA, the CDC, the Board of Health, like all the other camps mentioned. And as an industry, I think we showed Long Island and public schools in 20 how they actually could open up, because none of us had transmission, really. It was very difficult in 20. 21 was much easier, and we're looking forward to these protocols that are going to loosen up and kids can come back to normalcy. So we have the sanitizer, we cleaned everything. My health director works closely with the health department. She vaccinates, she's part of that whole team with Suffolk County. So like all of us, we were open because we followed all the regulations. But let's not lose sight of one thing, that children need to come back to camp to get some sense of normalcy and to get those masks off their face and understand what it means to be normal. Imagine a 3-year-old who's just worn a mask all this time and never saw the teachers' faces. So we're in this industry. Another positive is that the children, as I said before, will be kids, but more importantly than ever, they're going to get back to some sense of normalcy, which psychologically they really need.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So this is one of my favorite questions because I get a chance to see your eyes light up. And that is, share with me, what is your favorite activity at your camp? Maybe it's something that, you love to do, or something that when you see children doing it, it just lights you up. Share with us and give us a picture of what that's like. Bob, why don't you get started with that?
So I've been in this business since I'm 10 years old. My father started Park Shore in 1959 when farms were still on Route 110. I'm part of the creative team. Actually, I am the innovative team. I was the first camp director to go to Disney, brought 38 camp owners back to Disney, created Disney Dynamics in camping. So I like athletics. I like all those things. And all the toys you see in the background come from IAPA, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, which I found many years ago. But the one thing that really lights me up is extreme STEAM science. I found out years ago that children need to understand how to critically think. And I created this program with 27 children. And prior to COVID, I worked it up to 90. And like Destination Science and all those types of programs in Hofstra, I think we're like one of the 3 entities on Long Island that offer science. And I think that is beyond critical for children. I mean, I've had the Da Vinci surgical robot at Park Shore, and I saw the children using it. They're growing vegetables without soil. And I'm very excited because one of my passions is to teach children 21st century skills. And when they build that robot and they make it work, or they work in a team and they solve a problem that they built on their own, they created on their own, it brings me a tremendous amount of joy. So that would be the one activity that really lights me up.
Wonderful, wonderful. Terry, share with us something at Hofstra that excites you.
All right, the thing that probably I like to view and don't participate in, trust me, is our adventure high ropes course. I just think it's a great way for a child that maybe needs a little self-confidence, needs a little self-esteem boom to get up there. And when you see that child who, maybe struggles athletically, is not a great, athlete, but when you do something like that, most people don't have a great deal of experience in it. So we use our college professors to come out and teach it, and to see, like I said, a 10-year-old kid who maybe struggled as far as self-esteem and self-confidence go ziplining across the, it's great. They do also trust things. And I think it's just a great way for someone to feel better about themselves. And as I said before, just make progress. But, our course is, like I said, the same one the college kids use, and our kids love it. And it's one of the things that we sell out in right away. So we try our best to, diversify and let everyone get a chance at some point during the summer.
Nice. I love it. Seeing kids zipping across the air. Wonderful. Jason, what about you?
So my favorite, and I get to participate in this one because it doesn't involve me doing anything but hosting, is called Breakout. And Breakout is our daily tradition in the mornings when the entire group of campers, the whole camp, comes together. And it's a little different during COVID, but now we seem to be getting back to it. And we do a program where each age group volunteers either a camper or a staff member to compete against the other age groups, and the winner gets to go to their activities first. We dismiss them out or break out into our schedule. So we're talking about games and activities that are silly and fun and exciting, and it's all about laughs and music playing and noise. And I love when I get to visit a campus and host Breakout. I do it every year at our staff training program. We have a big day called Super Saturday, and we're bringing it back this year where we do this wonderful program with all of our staff, and they compete by campus. But on site, when we do it at camp, the kids go crazy. It brings the energy way up for the morning to get the day started and gets everyone hyped up for the day. It's the first activity of the day. It's my favorite of the day. I love Breakout.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Nina?
So there's so much that I love about our camp. I think what I'm going to focus on is our building projects. We give kids kits, and each kid receives one. So it's 3 science stations in a day. So they receive either a big kit that's Monday through Friday. And from that kit, Terry, your kids zip, our robots zip. So they get to build a robot this year. This robot actually will zip across their bedroom, wherever they want it to zip across. And it's got a motor, it's got wheels. And so they get to build these projects, and they get to keep it every day. And just the look on their face when the robot turns on or when the light bulb lights, it's just that aha moment that is probably my favorite when I go out and get to visit the camps and get to see the campers. And we've got this one they're going to love. This year they get to do demolition. So they get to build buildings and learn the science behind demolition. And so we just do really fun, unique things that kids may or may not have seen before. And we teach them the science behind it. So it's not just something that they build, but when they see mom and dad, they say, look, centrifugal force, and they're swinging it around, and the cotton ball stays in place or the water stays in place. And so that's probably what I love, is just that whole building, the idea of building, the make and take, and the excitement that they get from that.
That's great. That's great. That aha moment about look what I can do. And
Yeah.
I think, all of you share that about day camp, is that it's an opportunity for experiences that your child wouldn't have anywhere else. And for them to be able to accomplish wonderful things in a fun environment where they're developing great relationships and experiences and memories. So that's really wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing so much. I do want to jump to some of our questions that we have from our attendees. So I am going to jump over to those questions. One of our questions here, Heidi wanted to know about the amount of time spent indoors versus outdoors at each of the camps. Can we quickly go around and just share that with me? Maybe Nina, since you just spoke, maybe you want to answer that first?
So we're every other hour indoor outdoors. So our science stations are typically indoors unless we're doing something like making slime and that we need to be outdoors. So our science stations are typically indoors, and then we take the kids outside for our snack, lunch, break, games, rallies, spirit play, water play. So every other hour we switch. And we're not outdoors for a whole entire hour, though. Usually it's more of a break time. So it's 20 to 30 minutes outdoors.
Okay, terrific. Terry?
Everybody spends at least half the day outdoors. Even if you take one of our game builders classes, you're at least outdoors for the other half of the day. But obviously, if you're playing baseball or soccer, you're out for a good part of the day. If it's raining, obviously, we use alternate facilities. We have an 80-yard indoor turf facility that our athletes use that was actually built by the Jets when they were here. So everybody's out for this half the day. Our pool is indoors, which is great for a rainy day, but again, depending on what you take, you could be out most of the day. We monitor the heat index through our training staff here. So if it gets to the point we feel it's the level is not safe, we'll bring them inside. Like I said, we have plenty of indoor facilities as an alternate means.
Terrific. Bob?
Well, we're an outdoor facility with indoor facilities when needed. So we do have cooking, arts and crafts, music, dance, drama. Those type of activities are indoors. And then all the athletic and all the bounce, bungee, rock wall, swimming are outdoors. We are hoping we can go back indoors because in 20, it was all outdoors, and 21 was the same thing. So we are hoping that camp will be back to normal in 22, when we will have a nice blend of indoor and outdoor activities.
Terrific. Thank you. And Jason?
Sure thing. So we have that added benefit of running our camps out of school. So we have great indoor space and great outdoor space. And we really like to mix it up, like everyone's saying, is, have some balance between indoor and outdoor activities. Kind of like Nina was saying, we kind of use it every other activity period, rotates between indoors and outdoors. But of course, for inclement weather, whether it's too hot or if we have a rainy day or something like that, we can pull indoors and run a modified schedule. I agree with Bob. I hope we're back to normal. We were able to be indoors last year with regulations in place and distancing and masking in certain circumstances. And it's been difficult, but we all got to manage it and keep everyone safe at the same time. But I think, we have a nice balance between the indoors and outdoors over by us.
Terrific. Thank you. So Stephanie wanted to know, what are the sizes of the groups that the children are a part of? Bob, you want to answer that first?
Yeah, based on the age, there's certain ratios, so that we have our toddlers have many more staff working. So it might be a group of 10. We go to preschool at 3 to 4, they would go maybe 15. And then when we go K and above, we might have anywhere from 15 to 18. We have an adult group leader, 2 counselors, CIT, and then every area that they go to has a specialist who will run that area, giving another layer of supervision.
Terrific. Nina? What is
it depends on our group size averages between 10 to 14 kids in a group. And so we have teachers, we have site directors, we have site assistants that help run these groups.
Terrific. And Jason, your group sizes?
So similar to Bob, it's based on age and grade. Our group sizes tend to be a little bit smaller at the preschool level and our younger grades, and grow as you get older. It varies. So we group our campers specifically to the counselor. So we'll have smaller groups that travel together. So in our youngest age groups, you might have groups of 4 to 6, but you might have 2 or 3 groups together. So similar to what Bob was saying, Then as you get older, maybe a group of 12 at the most. With counselors, with group leaders, those are supervisory staff. We have our junior counselors. They're like assistant counselors, and our we call them C2s over here. That's our counseling training program.
Wonderful. And Terry, what are your group sizes at Hofstra?
Same thing as everyone. It depends on the size. We go anywhere for the younger kids, 5 to 1, goes up to, could be up to 10 for some of the older kids. If you're on a team, there might be 10 kids on your team for your sports thing, but it's basically the same thing, 5 to 10, depending on the age group. And again, we have directors, counselors, and then, we call them counselor apprentices that help out also.
Fantastic. So next steps. We have these wonderful families here with us today. They're interested in learning more. I want to before we say goodbye, I want to go to each one of you and you could tell them what is the best next step for them. Terry?
Sure. Well, I mean, we're here, from 8 in the morning till 5 at night. And our number is kind of easy. It's 516-463-CAMP. You can go online at hofstra.edu/camp. And also this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday from 10 to 2, we're running an information session. And it's a great way for you to get out with your family and spend some time with your family before you take off to your Super Bowl activities. And you'll be able to come around campus, see what's going on. And we'll have different presentations in some of the classrooms and auditoriums. And also we'll have a tour of the campus. So it's a great way for you to see what we're doing. But you're welcome anytime on our campus. Just drive around and look. Our campus is actually beautiful. It's a registered arboretum, and it's well kept by, like I said, all year round by our staff. We're lucky to have the support of the university in running that program.
Wonderful. Thank you. Nina, what's the next step for Destination Science?
Well, next steps would be going to our website, destinationscience.org. And we do have a $70 savings right now for each session that you sign up for. And that's for the month of February. So this is really the best deal that you can get, is to sign up with our early bird savings at destinationscience.org.
Terrific. And I shared all the contact information in the chat, and you will get an email tomorrow with that as well. So if you miss writing it down, you can pull it from the chat, or you'll get an email tomorrow. Thank you, Nina. Jason, what's the next steps for Camps R Us?
Pretty similar to everyone. We're in the office every day with a great full year staff. So you can call us. It's 877-850-CAMP. That's 2267. I think a lot of us have that number at the end there. Our website is campsrus.org. We're actually launching a new version of our website in a few weeks. So we're very excited about that. We'll have all our updated information for 22 up there, including our new camp calendars. And we also run a series of open houses every month through January through May. You can check that out from the website. Just click on where it says open house. It's the first thing you see when you go to the website. So you can go live in person to any one of our campuses, meet the directors, meet some of the staff, take a tour, get some additional information about your specific location. And then we also have some virtual open houses as well. If you're not ready to venture out yet, or the weather might be a little finicky, which we had a couple of weeks ago, we can always do a Zoom like we're doing today.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jason. And Bob, next steps for Park Shore Country Day Camp.
Well, you can call us anytime at 631-499-8580. Website, parkshoredaycamp.com. And we're open on the weekends, 11 to 2 for tours. Or if you call for an appointment during the week, we'll show you around. We're also a full nursery school, so we're there 12 months a year. Definitely recommend going online, checking it out. We have a lot of information before you come for the tour. And then when you come, you get to walk around and see exactly what we have and be able to ask any of your questions and get all those answers. And we gladly take enrollments right now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I want to thank our incredible panelists, Terry from Hofstra, Nina from Destination Science, Jason from Camps R Us, and Bob from Park Shore Country Day Camp. Thank you so much for really educating us on the different options that there are for our children for camp. Certainly show us why camp is such a wonderful experience for children. So I really appreciate that. Again, I want to also thank all of our attendees for being with us this afternoon and learning about these camps. Again, I will be sharing all of the contact information via email tomorrow so that you will get that right in your email box, as well as right here in the chat. Thank you for joining us. It's recorded. You'll get a link to that too, so you can watch it again. You can share it too. We hope you do so. And I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll look forward to seeing you on a future webinar. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.